fail to understand the science of language, and you will fail to rise to the level of culture that's necessary to save you. Are you following me? Fail to learn the rules that govern language, and you will fail to rise to the level of culture necessary. I didn't say good idea, I said necessary for your social, economic, and political salvation. And the one who miseducated you are not going to give you the reference key. Back to Noble Drawley again. Edamon. How many people know what edamon is? Yes, it is. Edamon is the singular principle of mother, which is the root, true, original, foundation, meaning of a word. And the word's God, isn't it? Now you see why they tell you that the pen is mightier than the sword? I'm hitting you with things that you're familiar with to make things that you're not familiar with make sense to you. That's why I'm coming the way I'm coming. Because I want you to understand what I'm saying. I don't want you to really accept. I want you to challenge it. But I want to give you enough substance with what I tell you that you can go and prove me a liar. I'm not interested in you believing me. I'm not important. I'm interested in giving you certain keys that I know you're not going to get because Masons are not going to tell you. And the rabbis are not going to tell you this. Skull and Bones ain't going to tell you this. Eastern Star is not going to tell you this, although they get symbolically the same information. Because they're bound before they're told certain things. Then by the time they start figuring out what they got, they're already bound to the bond. You can't speak. Fear of death. You understand? So what I'm telling you is important. I'm going to come at this again, give you an idea. From a 33-degree Mason. That note that you got in your hand. You know what? Crap. That's what was in the mind. Because certain information was passed that certain persons were going to be neutralized. So the personality was trying to get some pressure off of them. At the same time, they was trying to save their reputation. He said, tonight, I'm not fearing any man. I love life. Longevity has its place. See, I've been to the mountain top, and I seen the promised land. Look at that seal on your dollar bill. And it ain't a dollar bill. We'll get into that later. I might not get there with you. But we, as a people, will make it to the promised land. He broke his oath, signed. Translation, he threatened to die. You don't threaten to die. He had to go. But he already knew that was going to happen anyway. That's why conveniently certain people were standing back. Was to Solomon's temple, Solomon's temple. Secret code assassination. Though they missed, they hit the neck. But the aim was for the temple of man. But you need to understand Masonically what that means. That's another thing. We ain't going to that, but I'm dropping things at you because I'm talking to your spirit, man, not to you. And you know it already. I'm just reminding you, I'm agitating you a little bit. And don't think you don't know because you do know. You know a lot more than you think you know. But it's time for you to know what you thought you didn't know. Because the only brain that you got is not here. It's in every cell in your body. And your mother's put it there. It's just a time to awaken it. Because you really don't know yourself. So don't think that I'm talking trash because I know something, because I really don't. You know more. And that baby probably know more than all of us. Many of them is your own ancient mothers and fathers, whether you know it or not. Come again. Because spirit don't die. Can't. It's impossible. So when the Nazarene was teaching about everlasting life, he was talking metaphysical. You couldn't die if you wanted to. You're only transient. This is only a stage of development and nothing more. You're in school now, that's all. That's the truth, and that's what religion was supposed to teach. Death is a friend of man, not an enemy. You're coming past this way. There's a lot of other lessons, but go back into the books and you can see some other things. It'll reveal itself to you once you come honest to it, but you must come to it with an open heart. That's your great seal. The most important symbols in the secret societies that run this government, run this planet, and don't you think they ain't got this, because they do, is this fez and that Trinity that you know is the pyramid. And when you hear them talking about the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, they're lying. It's Mother, Father, Son. I repeat, Mother, Father, Son. And Mason means mother and son. Every man is a Mason because we're the son of a mother. That's why she's called a widow, because she has no husband. Because everything that came here came through her. You need to understand what is really being said to you. We're not looking for comfort, we're dealing with the truth. You got to understand what people who govern you already know. And even the people that's teaching you those other religious principles know what I'm telling you right now, because they get it, so they pay for these degrees and take a blood oath of death not to reveal the secrets, because these institutions will collapse overnight if you knew the truth. And you'd be free. Know you the truth, and the truth will set you free. That's why they murdered the Nazarene. That's why they ran Prophet Muhammad out of Mecca. Yeah, that's right. You understand what I'm saying? People following Paul, not the Nazarene. Now let's talk about this again. That's the mundane cross. That's what's on the top of this fez. This is the womb, geometrically formed. Mother gave it to the sons when it's our time to rule. All the people in secret societies know that there's over 46,000 years of written history in the Americas. It is your history, right here. How's that? That's why nobody's talking. Because what you thought you knew and what you believe is a farce. Don't mean there ain't no truth in it. Don't misunderstand me. You've been played. So in order for you to regain this lost estate, you're going to have to raise your octave.